we're all together. We're all together in this climate crisis.
So why don't you just go after? Why don't you just go after the 1%? Why are you going after the people in their white vans, the ordinary people who have to go out and earn a living, maybe even day to day, to put food on the table for their families? Do you understand the kind of orange wall of entitlement that is parading around the streets of London at the moment from people who clearly don't have to work for a living, or maybe on the dole anyway, who are holding up people like that particular chap there? And frankly, you're doing more to turn the ordinary people away from your cause than you are to actually turn them towards it. I mean, why don't you just go after the 1%?
We have. When we started, we went directly to the oil companies and we got pretty much a media blanket ban. I completely understand the frustration of the public and say the gentleman involved. He's justifiably right to be angry. But ultimately, you've got to ask, where should his anger be? Should his anger be at, like, teachers and nurses and doctors and healthcare workers and people that are out on the streets demanding the most basic thing? The United Nations said there can be no new oil. The Intergovernmental Panel of Climate Change says no new oil.
Yeah.
Even the International Energy Agency is saying no new oil. And that was 2 years ago. And the government is hell-bent on this reckless course.
You guys are obviously not going to stop.
In northern Italy, they had half of their average rainfall in 36 hours. That resulted, this is really important, because you talk about disruption. That resulted in 14 people losing their lives and 36,000 people becoming homeless like that. 36,000 people, that's a football stadium.
And the problem is, Sam, though, the problem is that even if we did absolutely everything that you guys wanted us to do, unless countries, and I'm going to use that buzzword to you again now, China, unless countries like China do something as well, it doesn't really matter, does it? And instead of you holding up the working class, I tell you what, can I make you an offer, all right? I've got a thing in front of me here. You can get the train to China, so you won't have to fly, right? If I bought your train ticket to China, would you and a load of your Just Stop Oil lot go there and protest over there?
Patrick, as soon as the UK government halts all new future oil licenses, I would more than happily go to China.
So you're turning down the opportunity to do that, are you?
In the UK, we need to go to China as a UK citizen.
But think about the global possibilities for your cause, Sam. Sam, think about the global possibilities for your cause. At the minute, you know, you're a household name in your own home, just about, mate, but you're not international. Just Stop Oil. The Chinese have never heard of you. If you want to make real change, go over there. It would be an international incident, the likes of which most PR firms could only dream of, Sam. If you went to Beijing, caused a scene and got nicked.
Patrick, to bring it back home if we can. This week...
Oh, I don't want to bring it back home. I want you to answer my question. Why are you refusing to go to China?
Well, Patrick, let me say this is important. Your viewers will need to hear this, because it's like £33 billion in Shell made in profit last year. That's an absolutely ridiculous amount of money. You can't compute how much it is. In terms, that would actually be enough to pay half of all the energy bills for every single person in the UK. Obviously, Shell aren't doing that. At the moment, Shell are still being subsidised £236 million a week of UK taxpayers' money. Do you think that's right?
It's not my job to think whether or not it's right. I tell you what I don't think is right, Sam. I tell you what I don't think is right, that the ordinary man and woman in this country right now have to sit there behind an orange wall of people who, again, we don't really know a lot about who they are. I mean, it doesn't seem like the most racially diverse group, by the way, Sam. It all seems to be pretty stuffy, well-to-do white people who are trundling along, who are possibly already financially comfortable enough to not bother having to go to work. Sam, are you not
Patrick,
are you not maybe doing a little bit of a disservice to some of your own members here who don't realise the kind of risk that they're in? Is it not only a matter of time before one of your lot gets seriously hurt?
I have to bring you back there, obviously, because you're sort of painting us as a sort of privileged, elitist sort of group. I mean, people can come and join us. Go to juststopoil.org and join us, or come to Parliament midday every Saturday and come and see what we're about, because the media are painting us as something we're not. And people on the street are supporting us. Obviously, not everyone, because it's disruptive action. So it is disruptive in its own being, but people are supporting us because they know the cause.
So, just to summarise, because I've got to go in a second, you know, I'm giving you this option now. I will happily pay your train fare to get to China so you can go and protest at the source of one of the world's leading polluters, a country that has done more pollution in the last 8 years than we've done since the Industrial Revolution. And you are turning that offer down, or you're going to go and parade through somewhere like Muswell Hill?
I'll accept the offer. the moment UK halts new oil and gas, I'll go.
Right, so no, basically, because he's scared.
You have my word on that.
Fine.
We have to make a choice now. Everyone has to make a choice.
Okay.
You can't sit on the fence when the fence is on fire, Patrick.